Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Case Studies in Applying Advanced Extrusion Technologies for Medical Device Design, presented by Dan Sanchez. My name is Matthias Engler, and I'll be moderating today's live session.
Thank you for the introduction, Matthias, and again, thanks to the audience for joining today. We know you all have very busy schedules, and we appreciate your choice to spend time with us. I want to begin by saying that Trelleborg has created a standalone business unit to serve healthcare and medical customers. This allows us to focus on the unique challenges that those customers in healthcare and medical face, including the high expectations of quality, as you know, aggressive product development timelines, consistently evolving regulatory landscapes, and critical tolerances in medical devices and components. In short, we are designing our business around better serving you. We realize that your top priority is the patient. Trelleborg Healthcare and Medical is focusing on helping you improve patient outcomes by creating lasting partnerships with us, providing our expertise to get your products to market faster, and manufacturing with the highest levels of quality and reliability. In this presentation, I want to give you a brief overview of Trelleborg's manufacturing capabilities within healthcare and medical, discuss the use of silicone in medical devices, and touch on trends in our industry that impact the 3 case studies we will share with you today. Trelleborg Healthcare and Medical possesses a full range of manufacturing capabilities, including complex molding components consisting of 1 or more materials, Swiss machined metal and plastic components that can be overmolded or assembled, high precision silicone sheeting and film including multiple layers and reinforcements, silicone dip coated and dip molded components, final device assemblies, packaging and sterilization, drug eluting devices, and of course, silicone extrusions, including the advanced examples I will highlight in the case studies coming up. As a partner with Trelleborg, you can leverage our engineering expertise to integrate a full solution that incorporates 1 or more of our manufacturing capabilities that I've just mentioned. This allows us to provide a solution that best works for you. As an example, we might extrude a tube that is then overmolded and, let's say, assembled to a punch sheet component. Our range of manufacturing capabilities coupled with our quality experience can help you design for manufacturability. For instance, a product design with the general shape of a thin round disc, let's say, and with a complex pattern removed from the center might be perceived by the designer as a molded part. But depending on the material, additional specifications, and the volumes, a cut extrusion or a punch sheet could be a less costly or higher quality solution. Trelleborg's material experts can help you identify the appropriate materials for your requirements as well, such as selecting for long-term implant or to target a specific mechanical property like tensile strength. Our process and quality engineers can help you with design support to maximize manufacturability and quality and minimize cost. Trelleborg's R&D engineers support new product development with finite element modeling to simulate elastomer designs under load, and we also support testing of physical prototypes under repeat loading. We aim to have a local contact in your time zone while drawing on our expertise and specialized skill sets around the world. All of this is intended to partner with you as an extension of your technical teams to minimize the time to get your product to market. Watch for examples of these core competencies in the case studies. Before we get to the case studies, while not the only material for medical devices, those case studies will focus on silicone manufacturing. So why silicone? Well, polydimethylsiloxane, or PDMS, which is the polymer that forms the molecular chain backbone of silicone elastomers, enjoys a 60-year implant history as a proven inert and biostable material. It is considered the gold standard of biocompatibility, in other words. It is flame and heat resistant and therefore withstands sterilization easily. It also has excellent compression set at high temperatures. Silicone has the highest permeability of all elastomers and gels for drug elution, and is an excellent excipient for a variety of active pharmaceutical ingredients, or APIs. As an example, it is 1,000 times more permeable to progesterone than polyethylene. This also aids in passing gases like oxygen for biomaterial growth, such as in drug manufacturing. Additionally, silicone offers a number of vulcanization mechanisms, such that a drug incompatible with one cure system may be compatible with another. Silicone can also take on a wide variety of forms, allowing it to be processed in the methods mentioned, such as liquid silicone rubber, or LSR, used in liquid injection molding, or LIM, room temperature vulcanization, or RTVs, which are adhesives used for sealing or bonding of device assemblies, gel adhesives, such as those used often for tacky skin contact in wound and scar management, dispersions using silicone dissolved in solvent for dip coating and dip molding applications, and high consistency rubber, or elastomer, also known as HCE or HCR, used in extrusion processes like those in the case studies. Some themes that you will also see in the case studies include increasing regulatory requirements, which are driving quality risk analysis. Examples include compliance with the new ISO 13485:2016 quality standards, which are based on FDA risk requirements, and of course the recent European Union Medical Device Regulation, or EU MDR. The impact of these quality requirements on specifications and expectations has led to revisiting and revising past specifications and how we interpret them. Additional collaboration between suppliers and device manufacturers has also been an issue, and more robust validation requirements and clinical timeframes. This all results in pressures to expedite medical device development. The shrinking scale and tolerance for implants, while continuing to make them more deployable, less invasive, and smarter, is also driving the need for increased partnership to create more innovative solutions. Early designers considering biocompatibility and design for manufacturability with Trelleborg experience accelerated project timelines and speed to market. So that brings us to our first case study, which is the development of a layered silicone micro extrusion. That's a mouthful. To give you some background, a layered extrusion refers to a specific type of multi-component extrusion. These can be as simple as, let's say, two co-extruded silicones consisting of a standard medical silicone, which is then combined with a radiopaque stripe, that stripe being used to locate it in an X-ray or a fluoroscope. Additional complexity can include embedding this stripe, which may be compounded with barium, which gives it the radiopacity, and embedding that within a second silicone that has no additional compounding. This might be done to minimize risk associated with the additive in contact with the most sensitive human anatomy, such as with a hydrocephalus shunt implanted in the brain, to prevent the stripe material from contacting the brain. Some multi-component extrusions consist of concentric radial layers for mechanical improvement and to create biocompatibility when the inside might need to be slick to insert a wire, while the outside needs to possess the maximum biocompatibility from a medical grade silicone. This same layering can be used to slow the permeability of an additive in the inner layer if it is intended to elute slowly through the outer layer. This case study will highlight Trelleborg's engineering and material expertise, along with our commitment to innovation. Competitive advantage in the medical device market means continuous innovation. Finding the right extrusion partner can help accelerate your innovation timelines to get products to patients faster with higher quality. In this case, the device OEM needed an extrusion small enough to challenge the capabilities of the most precise silicone extrusion processes. Typical dimensional limits prior were roughly 7 thousandths of an inch inner diameter by 15 thousandths of an inch outer diameter, or 0.18 millimeters by 0.38 millimeters. The request included compounding of a custom additive into the silicone at a precise concentration to employ the silicone's permeability properties and elute at a controlled rate. Trelleborg's prior experience with the elution of active pharmaceutical ingredients, or APIs, from silicone materials was helpful in tackling the challenge of elution. Our prior testing included antimicrobial API concentrations to determine the zone of inhibition, which is shown in the photograph here, to confirm 24-hour efficacy against infectious microbes like Staphylococcus aureus. This particular study was published in Medical Products Outsourcing in February of 2016. From a process perspective, the challenge of this customer's request included the balancing of very high pressures between two extruders to achieve precise concentricity between the layers while maintaining dimensional stability of diameters on a scale that requires very high magnification to verify. And then the packaging of a highly static-prone extrudate to avoid damage and tangling during transit. From an application perspective, the concentrations of the additive and thickness of the layers had to be tested to achieve the optimal elution rate for the application. In this case, we identified that the OEM was separately requesting a series of tests with differing additive concentrations. So we partnered with them to plan and formalize a product development project and improve testing efficiency to accelerate the project timeline. Trelleborg's solution to this challenge included the design of advanced extrusion tooling with 1/10,000th of an inch, or 2.54 micrometer precision, and the building of custom equipment to better control the extrusion process. The equipment included a custom heat tunnel and conveyor system and advanced inline inspection to accurately measure and control the exceptionally small diameter. We also engineered a new measurement method, including custom sample preparation and measurement fixtures used with the high-resolution vision inspection system. To support the application challenge, we produced multiple prototypes with varying additive concentrations and wall thicknesses while testing tooling and equipment revisions to reduce the overall product dimensions. We also determined how to control particle size of the additive, which proved a critical input to elution control. So the result of the project included an innovative process from Trelleborg's extrusion experts. Even now, we are working on new extruders and control systems to support and improve the process. We have ensured reliable supply of quality product with an extreme specification through robust manufacturing and quality excellence. Trelleborg has supported the OEM to achieve regulatory approval of a market-disrupting product and improved recovery times for their patients. We improved the project schedule and allowed the customer to launch the product near the initial target price. These results have proven Trelleborg's commitment as a partner, and we are continuing to support similar products with this life-improving product line. So now I would like to pass it back to Matthias.
All right, thanks so much, Dan. Perfect. And now we will launch our first poll question, which would be, when during device development do you typically engage an extrusion partner? And please keep in mind that these will only be percentage results only. So would it be as early as possible, after design concepts are complete, or when it's time to manufacture the device, or something totally different? Okay, I see today's audience is very quick in submitting their responses. Looks like 60% of you guys have already voted. I'd like to encourage the rest of you guys to take a quick look at the question and submit your answers. Perfect. I'll just leave it open for another 3, 4, 5 seconds. Okay, perfect. Okay, Dan, I will close the poll for now. And Dan, the results are 50% say as early as possible. And we have 40% saying after design concepts are complete, and 10% say when it's time to manufacture the device. So with these results, Dan, back to you.
Thanks, Matthias, and thanks to the audience for your participation in the poll. My suggestion for best results is to engage as early as possible. And in fact, the next case study represents a product already in serial production when Trelleborg received the request to help in development of a reinforced tube. For background, reinforcements in tubing are employed to achieve mechanical improvements and resist a variety of failure modes like abrasion resistance, burst resistance, and kink resistance, when such improvements cannot be achieved by a single tube material. Kink resistance is generally achieved through customizing of polymers and combining of materials. The biocompatibility and purity of silicone combined with an embedded reinforcement stiffener proves an ideal solution for implant device designs as the scale of such devices shrinks. Reliable supply of quality product is critical for your business and for the quality of life of your patients. This case will highlight Trelleborg's manufacturing and quality excellence. So the OEM approached Trelleborg looking for an alternate supplier when their existing supplier had not been able to support their quality needs and supply requirements because products suffered from yields as low as 25%. 25% yield. Trelleborg, being an early developer of reinforcement technology for medical applications, was an ideal choice for the OEM when there were few capable suppliers. Our experience processing silicone jacketed wires and cables on custom-built equipment, combined with prior experimentation of spiral reinforcement, could be leveraged to create a process that outperformed the existing technology without the need to change the product specifications that were previously approved by the regulatory body, in this case, the FDA. Changing requirements would have meant submitting the updated design to the regulatory body and incurring the significant cost of that resubmission. Trelleborg's solution to this challenge was again to employ custom designed equipment and tooling. The equipment implemented precisely controlled the filament pitch and the filament placement within the tube wall. Additional equipment was used to maintain accurate cut length. In this case, the product was also cut to length. In this case, we also eliminated visual and dimensional rejects, which was of key importance, and we developed and controlled the manufacturing process to eliminate bubbles and air entrapment, such as those resulting from outgassing due to moisture in the hydrophilic reinforcement and air trapped when encapsulating the filament. We also eliminated particulate and contamination caused by the previous suppliers and sub-suppliers. In addition to Trelleborg strictly controlling the environment, we also employed written specifications and second sources to control sub-suppliers. Additionally, we established robust quality inspection methods to confirm diameters, concentricity, filament pitch, and the absence of visual defects. In addition to the custom equipment and process that resulted from the project, we allowed the customer to achieve 99% yield when inspecting 100% of the product under 10x magnification. Remember that the OEM had been suffering from yields as low as 25% prior to seeking Trelleborg's help. As a result of this success, the OEM was able to qualify Trelleborg's manufacturing site easily with their regulatory body, again the FDA, and without the need for costly design changes and regulatory resubmission. As with the previous case, Trelleborg is considered a trusted partner for this OEM, and we are continuing to support the development of new, improved device designs and manufacturing processes for their patients. So again, I'd like to pass it back to Matthias.
Thanks a lot, Dan. Perfect. So we have our second live poll question of today, and I just went ahead and opened it. Which extrusion partner criteria is most important for you guys? And again, please select all that apply. So it's multiple choice. Provide consistent and reliable supply. Provide a high quality product with no defects. Create prototypes quickly. And the final answer would be partner in device/component development. Okay, cool. I can see that today's audience is very attentive. That's cool. You can see over 75% have already submitted their answers. That's great. Leave it open for just another few seconds. Okay, perfect. Thanks so much. Okay, Dan, just for you, 50% say provide consistent and reliable supply. 69% say provide a high quality product with no defects. 56% say create prototypes quickly. And the final answer would be partner in device/component development would be 50%. And these percentages are due to the multiple choice. So back to you, Dan.
Thanks, Matthias, and thanks again to the audience for your participation. It's really interesting information, very helpful to us, and we appreciate you taking the time to click those boxes. Is a project for which we entered early in our customer's development of a twisted extrusion. For those unaware, twisted extrusion is a complex cross-section consisting of multiple lumen, and in some cases, features like grooves can be incorporated on the outer surface. Twisted extrusions are typically employed as a strain relief for wire conductors that connect to implanted devices like pacemakers, for example. The twisting lumen create longer wire lengths in bend locations to distribute the dynamic bend loading more evenly across the conductor. This is in comparison to non-twisted tube, for which the conductor on the outer radius of the bend sees higher loads and is more likely to fail over the millions of bend cycles that occur during the life of the implant. Twisted tubes have also been considered for counteracting the challenges of uneven column loading with insertion of asymmetrical devices that carry fluids, as in with balloon catheters, for example. This case will highlight Trelleborg's commitment to our vision of improving patient quality of life through manufacturing and quality excellence, in addition to innovation and partnership. The OEM approached Trelleborg to help in manufacturing a twisted tube that was expected to mitigate that device failure I mentioned, which was due to repeated strain from bend loading, where the cable lead assembly met their electronic housing. The challenges of twisted extrusion processing are in controlling the twist angle and the stability of numerous dimensions to tight tolerances. So these could be, say, 5, 6 lumen, all with very precise tolerance in an asymmetrical cross-section. So you can imagine all of those walls and all of those diameters with very tight tolerances. The twisting process must be done without distorting the extrusion or creating visual defects. In this case, the extrusion was also cut to a short length with a precise tolerance and was sensitive to the risk of small visual defects that could become mechanical failures. Recognizing this device risk in the industry, Trelleborg had experimented with methods of creating twisted extrusions prior, beginning with twisting of short lengths. So Trelleborg's solution to this challenge included the successful validation of not one, but two distinctly different methods of twisted extrusions, both utilizing distinctly custom equipment. While capable of meeting the needs of the product specifications with the first process for several years, we identified that we wanted to improve it, and we went on to develop the second method, which has proven superior with respect to setup and control. New inspection methods had to be developed to verify the new challenges of twist pitch and lumen diameter. This was especially challenging because lumen diameter appears oval in cross-section when using the typical sample preparation for inspection, which is to cut discs out of the tube. Our engineering team also employed several improvements to existing extrusion cut-to-length technology to demonstrate statistical capability well above our prior capabilities, allowing us to meet the increased tolerance requirements of the application with statistical confidence. We work closely with the OEM to align project milestones and expectations. Agreement regarding the time of development activities, regulatory submissions, clinical trials, and validation is critical to shortening the time to release a device to market without creating additional risk later in serial production. Close collaboration was needed to time the freezing of the device design with the validation of the manufacturing process to ensure meaningful regulatory approvals and not repeat them. As with all Trelleborg projects that employ advanced extrusion technologies, this project resulted in an innovative processes using custom equipment and tooling to achieve a robust and continuous twisting process, yielding reliable quality product. This level of quality has not only supported regulatory approval for more than one process improvement, it has also supported mitigating risk of death due to device failure caused by wire strain under dynamic bend loading. The most recent improvement to this process resulted in decreasing the risk of process failure. It also improved lead times and reduced setup costs. Even today, we are continuing to evaluate and test process improvements with this OEM as a partner for ever greater control, quality, and reliability to keep their devices in supply. We want to thank all customers like the OEMs in these case studies who have partnered with Trelleborg and allowed us to support your innovations and life-improving devices for millions of patients around the world. We realize that your top priority is the patient. Trelleborg H&M is focused on helping you improve patient outcomes by creating lasting partnerships, providing our expertise to get your products to market faster and manufactured with the highest levels of quality and reliability. To conclude today, there are a few things that I'd like you to take away. First, Trelleborg Healthcare and Medical is designed around you to improve the patient experience, and we are committed to partnering with you to meet your needs. We offer our experience and expertise at any stage of your product lifecycle, from the early concept to serial production and global expansion of your product footprint. You can breathe easy while we take on the complex process of manufacturing your components or devices and make them simple for you. Speed is your competitive edge, and we are here to partner with your timelines to get your device to market faster. You can rely on Trelleborg as your partner for growth. I'm Dan Sanchez, and I thank you on behalf of Trelleborg for your time and attention today. And now I'm going to pass it back to Matthias for questions.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Dan. And we will keep it fairly short because it's already time. But we have a couple of questions, but we're able to answer one live, and we will get back to you all via email for the other questions. But Dan, the first question of today would be, how does Trelleborg assure that the dimensions of the extrusion are consistent throughout the whole production batch? What about that one, Dan?
Sure, yeah, great question. Thank you for that. So first of all, Trelleborg implies a very highly accurate inline CCD micrometer measurement system with a very high scan rate to monitor the extrusion's outer dimensions continuously and to control the extrusion line if small adjustments might be needed. We also, of course, conduct thorough and robust validations so that we can demonstrate strong control of the internal cross-section features. And we've shown actually that by demonstrating control of the outer dimensions with that inline system, we can feel confident that the inner dimensions will also remain consistent. Additionally, we verify inner geometry through in-process inspection, which is a sampling at a regular interval, so to cut and inspect. And lastly, each lot does not ship until it has passed our final AQL sampling inspection. So thanks for that question.
Okay, perfect. Thanks a lot, Dan. And yeah, many thanks, Dan, for your presentation, sharing all these insights. Thank you to the audience. Thank you everyone for joining today's webinar.